Well, thank you for joining us today for our Success in Business Mastermind call. I'm Robert, and my co host is my wife, Noelle. And we're your guides for the next 20 minutes as we walk you through the tools and resources available to the members of Achieve. And today we're talking about the A5 marketing system. So we're basically going to share how powerful these tools are to grow your business. As you can see in the Achieve Resource Center, there's a spot right down on the main page where it talks about the A5 relationship marketing program and how you can download it. And that's available for Achieve members for free. And so there's where the arrow is pointing is the place to click to download the booklet that explains each of the steps. So through A5, our goal is to add 5 new contacts every day for 5 days of the week. So basically, Monday through Friday, you're going to jump online or on your phone and add 5 new contacts. So, of course, the best way to set yourself up for success in making new contacts is creating your big 5. Robert Raymond talks about the big 5 in Achieve University is your color catalog, your full color catalog of your, what resources you have available and basically what products do you have that people can buy? What are your services? Short intro video, that's your 1 minute to 2 minute scissor reel video and introduces you and what you do. And then a landing page is a place where somebody can go online and buy what you're offering. And then, of course, your speaker one sheet, especially if you want to be a speaker, be on podcasts or have speaking from stage opportunities, you want to get your speaker one sheet. And I think your bio is kind of the foundation to all of those things because your bio is included in your catalog. It's part of your video. It's certainly part of your speaker one sheet. So encourage everybody to get those. And the best place to build those is, the groundwork is kind of laid in Achieve University. So the first step for this A5 marketing system is to make the commitment. And we recommend 1 hour per day, 5 days a week. So spending this 1 hour just sets your business up for great success. So the commitment is basically write it down right now. I'm going to start on this date and be dedicated to 1 hour a day from this time to this time. So I encourage you to do it in the morning, do it early, first thing. Noelle and I do ours from 8 to 9 every morning. And that's just our daily commitment. We've added it onto the morning routine that we have each day. So what are the goals for A5? So you need to set your own goals. What are your goals to attract through your marketing? So you want to have a plan. You want to know who it is that you want to reach and how many people you want to get in your CRM, in your marketing system each week, each month, and then for the year and what that'll lead to. So you need to know who are you targeting. And there's really 2 targets for this referral system. First is referral and collaboration partners, the people that can refer you business, the people that you can collaborate with or power partner with to build business opportunities together, right? Those people. And then, of course, directly to clients and customers. So you need to know exactly who those people are so that you can target them and find them online. And then what is your goal? How many meetings do you want to schedule? So if you're adding 5 people a day, that's 25 new people you're reaching out to in a week. How many of those do you want to schedule meetings with? And I think the goal needs to be at least 2 to 5 meetings. Like I think you should be able to set up 2 to 5 meetings for every, 1 meeting for every 5 people that you reach out to. Now, these aren't necessarily local meetings. They can be a 15-minute connection call, through Zoom and just a meet and greet to learn what the person does to qualify them and introduce yourself and the work that you do to them. And then, of course, what is the goal, the number of people you want to start doing business with each month? So if you've met or reached out to 25 new people, how many of them do you want to be doing business with? So if it's 1 out of every 25 that first week, then it's 1, and maybe the goal for the month is 4, right? And so you need to have a goal, set those goals, write them down, and then hopefully get started. So what do we do for our 1 hour a day? We're going to connect with a minimum of 5 people or businesses. So that's a total of 25 a week. Easy peasy. And if you're doing 25 contacts a week, 4 to 7 should respond and have a conversation and be interested in learning more about you. And if you're not getting the 4 to 7 or more that message you, something's wrong with your messaging and we need to adjust it and work on it. So these are all the ways that you can connect. And I'm going to encourage you to pick the 1 or 2 that work for you. Um, I happen to use LinkedIn and I've dabbled a little in email, and Noel's primarily using Facebook. So those are both great options that you can do every day. You can do them from your kitchen table. You can do them from a coffee shop. But so you can connect with email, Facebook Messenger, LinkedIn Messenger. You can get in online groups both in Facebook and LinkedIn. There are other social medias like TikTok and uh, WhatsApp, and there's obviously unlimited numbers. Networking events, conferences, speaking, dropping into businesses and saying hello. Uh, you can actually use the phone and call people, and then participating in social events, getting involved in in other events. And I think choose primarily one that you're going to do and work. And then when you do in-person events or networking, it's really important to be intentional, right? You're not just there to have a beer. You're there to intentionally meet people, collect their business card and their information, and then make sure that you follow up and schedule, a connection so that you get to know them and learn more about their business. But it really requires being just as intentional in person as you're going to be online with this system. So I use LinkedIn primarily. So I'm going to share real quick. LinkedIn, the first step, of course, is to have a really good profile. So make sure that your statement, your background looks professional. It's showing that you're a business person, that you're in business. Mine's very clear about what I offer and has opportunities for them to connect with me right from my background image. And then, of course, a good headshot and your description of what you're offering so I help entrepreneurs, who want to deal with their emotional wellness. And basically I'm a life coach for business owners. And just making sure that's very clear on LinkedIn, because once you start reaching out, people are going to look at your profile before they connect with you typically. So the next step is, how do I find people, right? So LinkedIn right now, I did a search there for personal trainers. You can pick that type of person. Who is your ideal client? Who do you want to reach out to, or who do you want to power partner with? You can type that right in the search and it'll start showing you people. So now we're going to narrow it down a little bit. So then you click on the little people tab, and these are people that are in my network. So there's 121 people in my network that I can reach out to. So these are people I can message right away. I can send them a direct message, and that's pretty cool. But we're going to go a little deeper here and show you. So people, first connections, and it lists all my first connections. And then we can even narrow it down to Colorado. So now here's Vanessa Raymond, and I can just click on her thing and I can send her a direct message. So this is a place for me to say, hey, my name's Robert. I help business owners, right? And then I just make that statement about what services it is that I offer. We're already connected on LinkedIn. So now this is a message to say, hey, I think we could be power partners or something else. Now, once you go through your people that you're already connected with, you need to make new connections. So what I recommend is, again, we search for personal trainer, we clicked people, but now we're going to look at the second level connections. And so now we looked at second level connections. Then we chose Colorado in the United States. So now these are the people. Now see, we added self-employed and we narrowed it down to 16. So now these are 16 local people that are personal trainers that I have a mutual connection with. And the idea with these is now I can look at each of their profiles and I can add them to my network by clicking the connect button and sending them a connection message. So here I look at her profile, and then you click the more button. Sometimes the connect button's right on top, but if you click connect, if you do this on the phone, it doesn't give you the chance to leave a message. Some people say it's really important to leave a message. Others say don't. They'll still just connect. But I always add a note. And so the note is just typically to say, hey, looks like we have some mutual connections. We work with some of the same people. I'd sure like to connect and learn more about your business. Boom. Then we send that off. So then the other thing that we can do is once people are a first level connection, you have the opportunity to go in and click their contact information. And if they're a first level connection, you can grab their email. Now, there is a way in LinkedIn to grab all the emails from all your contacts, but most people have those blocked. So really, it's a matter of filling in the space. But if you want to do this with an email system where you're sending an email to people to introduce yourself, you can use LinkedIn to collect those emails once you've started making connections. So the important piece for this is messaging. Whether you're using LinkedIn or Facebook, messaging is really important. So you need to know who you are, know your business really well, right? What is it that you do? What is the problem that you solve? And then who is your ideal customer? Who is the person that you want to target, that you serve the best? And then who is your ideal partner or referral source? If you know those three things, you can be doing this messaging every day and start attracting people to you, building a network of people who know what you do and know that you want to, know that your services are available and know that they're your right audience. Then I think, it's important to track the work that you're doing. We do not keep track of all 5 people that we reach out to. We only put people on our spreadsheet when they respond back to us. So we send out 5 messages every day. And if 1 or 2 people that respond to those messages, those are the people that we put on our spreadsheet. And then we keep track of the follow-up, because really the power is in the follow-up. It's in that continued conversation. And inside the A5 marketing booklet you can download, the back section has a way to develop your messaging, right? What is that initial message you're going to send? And then what's the follow-up message to continue the conversation? But essentially, you want to create a relationship with this person, introducing yourself, and then you want to explain, hey, these are the services that I offer, or, have a conversation that includes, hey, what are your challenges? Wow, that's one of the services that I offer. Maybe I can, maybe we can work together and I can help you. Let's get on a phone and chat, right? So Noelle, you've got 5 minutes. Do you want to introduce what you do on Facebook real quick? If you're sharing your screen.
I mean, it's very similar. Facebook, I go in and look for connections that could potentially be clients or power partners and send off those friend requests. And when they respond and can make that connection, or that, they accept my request, I'll just shoot them a text or chat that says, this is me, this is who I serve, this is what I do, and start a conversation. What do you do? Who's your ideal client? And start having a conversation. And once they respond and have that connection where they're interested in talking, then you can take it onto a live call or invite them out to do a one-on-one and have more in depth. And I mean, that's the same with any of the different ways, is you start the conversation and build that relationship so that you can have that conversation. And that's the biggest deal here, is you're trying to build relationships first and foremost, because they're not going to want to buy from you if they don't know and like and trust you, right? Do you guys have any? Just go ahead.
I mean, I'm just going to say part of that building trust is having that belief in yourself, knowing the service that you offer, knowing the problem that you solve, and being able to communicate that well to the people that you're reaching out to. That's the strongest marketing that you can have, is knowing yourself well, believing in yourself, so that when you reach out to them, they feel your confidence, your energy communicates that I can help you, I can solve this problem for you, and they're going to want to do business with you.
Be specific. You don't need to go off on the 30-minute spiel of what you do. You need to get your elevator pitch for what you're talking about, like Kathy's been talking about on the speaker call on Tuesdays. Know what you want to talk about and be succinct. The other part of this is to know your audience and where they are. I use Facebook because my audience uses Facebook. I'm not going to use LinkedIn because moms aren't necessarily on LinkedIn looking for friendships and support. It's know your audience and know where they are. And that's the avenue that you want to pick and focus on. Do you guys
Any
have any
questions? You
questions?
can throw a question in the chat.
Or go off mute.
I have a random question. Don't know if you guys can answer it here. On our database, you guys said that you don't put all your 5 down in the database to keep track of that. You just keep track of a response. Is that also, and this kind of off the thing, is that what we're supposed to be sending in on our weekly things? Is a response or actual
Yeah,
conversations that are
I don't put
interesting?
them on. I don't put them on my message to Robert until I've made a connection, and that's
Okay,
probably 2 or 3 messages down the spreadsheet.
okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
I will point out on here, on this part of the resource center, the yellow orange link is the manual, and it's 34 pages of information from Rob. But the blue link down below, download the file, the 100-day challenge, is actually a checklist where you can say on Monday, yep, I did my 5. You could even expand it and type in names or whatever if you wanted to keep track of all of that. We don't keep track of everybody that we send a message to because that would just be intense and massive. I mean, if you're sending out your 5, like you could even put in a number. No, I put 6 today instead of just doing a checkbox. And when you get responses back, then you can put in your names and the contact info. So you're tracking those people because that's the ones you're actually interacting with.
Yeah, okay.
Elma asked what A5 stands for, and it's really attract. It's attract 5 is the idea, but it's really achieve, marketing. But the goal, the connection to 5 is that you're going to reach out to 5 people every day.
Yeah.
And it's just be intentional. You're intentionally making connections and communicating out. And the more you communicate out, the more refined your message gets.
Right.
And I mean, like a lot of things, it's a numbers game. Reach out to a bunch of people and it's gonna resonate with somebody, and then you can have those conversations.
Yeah.
Well, just recognizing that doing it is better than talking about it. So getting it done. And then in the process of doing it, be willing to change the messaging. If you're not getting any responses, something's wrong with your message. If you're having great conversations but not getting any sales, something's wrong with your messaging. And so we want to use the system to grow ourselves, but really it's about connecting with people on a real level that nobody else is doing, right? Nobody wants us to jump into their DM and say, hey, buy my stuff. No, we want to jump into the DM and have a conversation and get to know them and say, wow, that problem that you're talking about? That's exactly what I do. And that's exactly how I help people. I'd sure love to have a conversation and schedule a 15-minute conversation.
What if I've run into this, like you're talking about your business, and then they're like, oh, we'll keep you in mind, thank you, kind of thing. And then it's like, oh shoot, I wanted to tell them about Achieve. So like this happened today. So like a few hours later, I was like, well, also then on another note, I just became part of this organization. I can send you a link if you guys are ever interested. How do you guys do that?
Yeah, I think it's kind of like what Mike was talking about yesterday. Really, it's being able to process both as leaders, right? Being able to support your own business, but then at the same time, hey, Chief has done great things for me, and that can be another message. It can be, hey, I had a great conversation today. I wanted to introduce you to this organization. They have networking events. They have this conference, and they're really just committed to helping entrepreneurs grow their businesses.
Okay.
And if you tag it on at the same conversation, or you can come back a couple days later and say, just wanted to reach out and let you know about this as well. And
Okay.
you're trying to build the relationship and the rapport, and keep it top of mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
if anyone else has questions, feel free to reach out to Noel and I. We are committed to keeping this call to 20 minutes. Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you next week where we share another tool from the Chief Resource Center.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great week, guys.
You too. How do I get out of here?